In the concluding words of Psalm 46, we find God Almighty, the God of Jacob, the refuge and strength, speaking to us and inviting us to be still and know that He is the Lord. I wanted to pick up again on that idea about knowing God. It's perhaps one of those things in the Bible that can sound a little bit odd until you get used to it. Often the Bible speaks about a husband and a wife knowing each other as a way of expressing the intimacy of their marriage relationship. So it is that in some parts of the Old Testament, it'll speak about one person knowing another. And what it's speaking about there is the closeness and even the sexual part of their relationship. In doing this, it's picking up on something really significant about knowledge. It's moving away from an abstract sense of knowledge into a world of personal knowledge. Not that you know about God. God's invitation isn't for you to know things about Him. God's invitation is that you would know Him. There's plenty of good marriage advice around, and some of it revolves around the way that we build up in our own hearts and minds a picture of what thrills and pleases our spouse. Those of us who are married will have worked on what some marriage experts call a love map, an inner picture in our minds of what it is that's important and valued in the life of the other. You find these things out by asking them questions, by listening carefully to them, getting to know them with that intimacy that comes in a marriage relationship. When God invites us to know Him this way, we can probably do the same thing. We can ask questions and listen carefully as we read our Bibles. And in doing so, build up our very own love map of what thrills God, what brings Him joy, what pleases Him, what is His good, perfect and pleasing will. Do you have a love map for God like that? Do you have an intimacy with God that means that you are close to Him and building that closeness through the ups and downs of how you feel about the relationship? Because our emotions go up and down, sometimes they're helping us and sometimes they're not. So God's invitation is that we would know Him intimately, build up a picture in our heart and mind of the things that will delight Him. Because once we've got that, we can chase it with all our hearts.